Welcome. We are following this book. This is the third chapter, adjusting the accounts. Today lecture on learning objectives on. Explain the accrual basis of accounting and the reasons for adjusting entries. And learning objectives on, we have 5 points. So today's lectures we discuss first 3 points: fiscal and calendar years, accrual versus cash basis, accounting and recognition, revenues and expenses. Okay. So fiscal and calendar years, just we need to be followed time period assumptions, or just we call it periodicity assumptions. So accountants divide the economic life of a business into artificial time periods. So artificial time period, this is the January, this is the 1 month. So we call it month, and this is January, February, March, this is 3 month, we call it quarter, and January to December 12 month, we call it year. That means we call January to December, this is the calendar year. And if we follow another year, another month, that means covering 12 month, that means April to April 2018, and next year March 2019, we call this is covering 12 months. So we call this is the fiscal year. And another example we can set up, suppose this is the June, this is the July, sorry, this is the July 2018, July 1st, and this is the June 30, 2019, this is covering 1 year. So we call this is also the fiscal year. Okay, I think everybody is clear. So monthly and quarterly time periods are called interim periods, or most large companies, they prepare quarterly and annual financial statements. Okay, and fiscal year accounting time period, that is 1 year in length, or calendar year just covering 12 months, January 1 to December 31st. I think everybody is clear. Question, that means the time period assumption states this C, that means economic life of a business can be divided into artificial time periods. I think everybody is clear. Now accrual basis of accounting. Accrual basis of accounting, suppose very easy to understand, this is the month of June and this is the month of July. Okay, so this is month of June, this is June 20. Suppose this is June 20, June June 20, 2018, June 20. So here please look this example, transactions recorded in the period in which events occur. That means when events occur, suppose this is the June 20, this is the June 20, the transactions occurred this June 20. So transaction recorded in this period, that means this periods we must recorded this transaction. This is accrual basis of accounting. And number 2, companies recognize revenue when they perform services. That means they recognize revenues. Suppose perform services in June 20, so we recognize revenues in June 20. Okay, and expenses are recognized when incurred. Suppose to generate these revenues we have expenses incurred. So here just expenses also recognized in this days. Suppose this is the salary expenses. Suppose our revenue here $1,000, or suppose our expenses here $800, sorry, $800. So this $1,000, this is our revenue, we recognize this revenue here, or $800, this is our expense, we should recognize this this expense here. That means this date, that means June 20. So we follow the gap, that means in accordance with generally accepted accounting principle, that means accrual basis of accounting follow this gap. Okay, I think everybody is clear. Now cash basis of accounting. In cash basis accounting, just revenues recognized only when cash is received, and only when cash is paid just expenses recognized, and doesn't follow the gap. Now recognizing revenues and expenses, very important this part, everybody please be attentive. Revenue recognitions principle, recognize revenues in the accounting period in which the performance obligations is satisfied. It's satisfied. Okay, so here revenue recognition satisfied performance obligation, this date, suppose this is June 20. June 20, please look here, customers requested service, and cash receipt, suppose July 20, July 10, sorry, July 10 we have cash receipt. So suppose we are preparing our financial statements here. This is our financial statements. When we preparing our financial statements, just this part I will show later. Okay. So here also expenses recognition principle. Match expenses with revenues in period when the company makes efforts that generate those revenues. Suppose in our previous example, June 20, we have received our revenue. We recognition revenue. Okay, and for this revenue, just we makes effort to generate those expenses. That means expenses makes its contribution to expenses. Okay, so here we call this is the mass expenses. That means sometimes we call this expense recognition principle, or often referred to as the massing principle. Okay, the massing principle. That means I show these two matter, that means revenue recognition principles and expense recognition principles in this slide. That means gap relationships in revenues and expense recognition. Suppose very simple example, look this example. June 20, this is July 10, and we prepare our financial statements June 30. June 30, end of the year, suppose we are preparing our financial statements. Financial statements, basically we are preparing our income statements, number one. Number second, our balance sheet. Very important. Please look everybody. The June 20, that means in June 20, our revenue recognitions revenue in the accounting period in which the performance obligation is satisfied. That means here performance obligation is satisfied. That means we provided our service or we provided our sales. 20. Suppose this amount $1,000. So for this we not yet received any cash, but just we provided our service. So for this our journal will be revenue. That means account receivable. Account receivable will be debit $1,000, and revenue will be credit $1,000. Please look here. So we are preparing our financial statements here. So this account receivable, just we will show this in our balance sheet asset side. This is our asset side, and this revenue just we show in our income statement revenue side. Clear? And to generate this revenue we have our expense. Suppose 8,100 our expense. So for this expense our journal will be, suppose salary expense. Suppose salary expenses debit 8,000 800, and here not yet paid this salary, so salary payable credit. So salary payable credit 800. So this salary expenses we show it in our income statements expense side, and this salary payable just we show it in our balance sheet liability and owners equity side. Liability and owners equity side we show this on. Okay, so this will be salary payable 800 here. Okay, and here just earlier 1,000, this is the account receivable $1,000 here. So we call this 1,000 or 800 just in June 30 when we prepare our balance sheet, when we prepare our financial statement, that means income statement or balance sheet, just here just match this amount. That means this 1,000 this is our revenue and 800 this is our expenses. So matching this amount, and 200 suppose this is our profit. Okay, I think everybody is clear. Now our question is here, this is question, I think this is false. 8 will be our answer, and our next lecture next two matters. Okay.